So hello, this is kind of like a mini GH Dirty Deeds here on JLJ Media. I'm James Lott Jr. I'm gonna do a full show, but I just wanted to comment on something that I've been seeing a lot of in online and in message boards about the shows. And it's all for all the soaps. And I'm a writer, of course. Maybe you guys know I have 17 audio dramas. You can check those out on any streaming service platform, of course. But in soaps, you have to have soap villains. That's what this show actually was all about. We kind of showcase the folks who are on the other side of things on the show. And it's all about soap villainy. And I still say sometimes this soap really is lacking on a true villain. The funny thing about soap villains and bad girls and bad boys, a lot of these soaps have been on for a long time. Journalists has been on for a long time, 60 years. And one of the other things that soap operas has to do too is show characters evolve. Like in real life, I'm the same person I was at 18 or 25 or 40. And a lot of these characters have been on the character or the actor, but character has been on for a long time. And they started out as a Hellcat when you came to town, like a Carly type, whatever. And then they mill out. I kind of was laughing when Eddie Main, in quotes, was asking Lydia about her wild times. And do you miss it? That's like, some of us who are older, who are a little more straight laced now, we have our family stuff. You think about that sometimes. Like, do you miss those? A lot of times we reminisce and laugh. And, oh my God, we're so silly and stupid or whatever. But like, you think like, yeah, I was a bad person. I was a bad girl, a bad boy back in the day. I was running the streets and all stuff. And you change. But on soaps, that's the whole point. You're supposed to always have somebody who's an antagonist in the storyline, somebody who's always you're supposed to not like, you're supposed to get in, but it's hard on soaps because now everyone has done something bad. And I think I say it all the time on my shows. I'm like, so when someone says something, you're like, well, that is hypocritical because you just did blah, blah. But then you can't root for that person because they did blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's almost like, who do you root for? Who can you root for? Because everyone, like on Days of Our Lives, everyone's been dead once. Everyone's been dead once on that show, at least. So you can't take that seriously. But now on this show, it's like everyone has done something wrong. So no one's able to point fingers at anybody about anything. But you still, but of course, soap opera. You need people who are on the good side and people who are not. Now the hard parts, I know for a lot of fans, it's always been that way. Not just now, but I'm seeing it because now you can see it. Is when a character really is put upon. And the cases of like Trina or like Sasha, where it just seems like there's just always just something bad happening to them. And I've already spoken on other shows about this and optics and things like that. Sometimes you're like, okay, can you like light up a little bit? But I also get on some level, you have to have some type of villain. You're supposed to not like Gladys right now. You're supposed to not like Esme. You're supposed to, yes, but you're supposed to like, that's the whole point. So we do need villains on these shows. We just do. Sometimes I feel like they don't write villains well enough. Cyrus, he's still a villain. I don't even know anymore at this point. But like, where's a Jerry Jacks, who was always unapologetically himself, was always a villain. There's no Lorenzo Alcazar. There's no Faith Roscoe anymore. Like, I am missing some of the out and out villains who come to town, wreak havoc, and they don't want redemption. Is Sonny a villain? I guess to some he is. Nina's a villain to some, but the lines are a lot blurred. And for some people, that is a great thing because you want to show that life isn't just one way or the other. There's many shades in between. But for other people, they need that line to see like who's the bad person, who's the good person. So I get both sides of it. I don't have an answer on the show about that, but I know for me, I'm looking for villains. Just about everyone on the show has done so. Just about everybody on the show has killed somebody, whether it's by accident or real. Everybody has stolen something or lied, kept babies from each other. Like this, there's so much. There's so much. So I know for me, when I review these shows, you're like, how can I can go by my feeling, I guess, of like, I don't like this. But in terms of like really condemning stuff, it's really hard because you're like, well, she's bad too. Yeah, we know two wrongs make a right. We know that part. But it's just kind of like, it's getting harder as a viewer sometimes to watch, but also in some ways it's great because you're seeing people evolve and change and grow. But all the Ryan now Ryan's gone. I don't know, so you guys like Peter August. He's gone. Faison's gone. There were some folks who were master villains who always, we always say villains are the heroes in their own story, right? They always came on and did big things and affected change. So I don't know, but the fans out there, I'm seeing them just like they just don't want. We can't protect our good. That's the point. Is you're supposed to want to protect your good girl or your good boy or whoever you want to protect them. That so the emotions are supposed to happen within you, but you can't get rid of an actress or stop it. You have to. The show has to play out a storyline. But yes, not all storylines are good. Not all storylines are. Not all directions are good. And I've spoke to on this show. I've spoke about them, which ones I like and I don't. So I'm the first person to stand up for certain things, of course. But I know in general we have to have villains. I know in general almost everybody is bad on the show. Everyone has a past on the show. So nobody should be talking about nothing. I have to laugh and chuckle on that. You have to chuckle. This guy's stuff's been on for a long time. They've been on for a long time. And I love sometimes when they make reference of their past. When that character's weak, gives a little wink or whatever, because we know they're bad. But someone asked me which villain which I'd love to see come back, and that is Jerry Jacks. I'd love to see Jerry Jacks come back. But without Jacks on there, I don't know if it would be as effective. I mean, I don't know. It could be. I'm not saying I want Jax back. But I'm just saying it's kind of like I don't. Let's say we cast Jax, but I just don't know if that's will be super effective. I guess. And of the women, I mean, Ava's been mellowed. Carly's been kind of mellowed. They've all been kind of mellowed, so there's no real out and out female villain on the show. I mean, Faith Roscoe was good, so I don't know. But you guys can tell me in chat. I love hearing from you guys. G's Dirty Deeds, audio and video everywhere. And I'll talk to you next time.